Hey,
Hello there. How are you?
hey, I'm having fun watching the Vikings take on the 49ers, and here we are doing a show.
Yes, look at us. We can multitask. I've got it on mute, not you. I've got the game on mute. I would not mute you, Brandon. And I've got my sheet, my lucky sheet here that I've worked up. We got Discord ready, and we are fired up, dude. I am excited about this. Excited about this recap, Brandon.
Well, we've already got a dozen folks in with us live, so what do you say we go ahead and get things started?
Sure. Why don't we do that? All right. So let's see, Brandon. I'll kick it off like normal. And for the folks that are here watching us live, well, thanks. You're here. You're watching the sausage get made. Brandon and I live style. We wanted to do this because, yeah, the Niners game is on and go Vikings. And we're like, you know what? I got to get on a plane tomorrow. I got to travel for work. It's just part of life. I got to go do what I got to do. Like, hey, man, let's just jam this thing live. And Brandon, you know what Brandon said? Brandon, what'd you say?
We're doing it live.
Yeah, you said, okay.
I can't remember what I said. I know it was something to the affirmative. So let's
Yeah,
put up the splash screen. I'll start the music and let's do this.
let's do it.
I'm gonna move you over to this side though.
Oh,
You're on
okay.
the wrong.
Okay.
You're on the wrong side. There you go.
Okay. That's
Okay,
fine.
here we go.
I'm
Now
like
we can
Stone,
start.
I'm like Stone Forsyth. Welcome in, welcome once again to the newest edition of 3 in, 3 out, the most unique Seahawks recap show in the multiverse. I'm your host, Clinton Bonner, and I am joined by the one, the only, the great Brandon Schultz. And of course, this is part of the Seahawkers Podcast Network. Brandon, look at this right away on the screen, Brandon. Our Ryan there, dude, the executive live producer with the $9.99 super chat, $10 for a 10-point victory. I say huzzah to the Hawker for that one, Brandon.
Times it by 3, Ryan, because it's the third time in a row that we beat the dirty Cardinals by 10 points. And yeah, it's tradition now to beat the Cardinals by 10 points. It's fun.
I like beating all teams by double digits. And I like it a lot also for the folks that are out there that are watching this on YouTube or listening for the first time in the audio ears. Please subscribe, like. We're about to cross another milestone for the YouTube channel. And of course, the audio keeps growing too. So if you subscribe and you like, it really does help out quite a bit. And speaking of helping out quite a bit, we got the Vikings live as we do this. Purdy's marching right now, but currently, Brandon, 10-0 Niners. Oh, only about 1:30 to go in the second quarter.
That's good news. I want the Niners to go down just like the Rams went down, and that could make this a perfect weekend.
Oh, I would say nearly yes, and nearly perfect because one of our own went down. So we gotta recognize Nwosu since we're live. People might be maybe hearing it for the first time or just kind of, dealing with it for the first time. Out for the year, torn pectoral. We're going to talk about the edge as we get into 3 in, 3 out, little foreshadowing there about what we might see today. And of all the places to look around the defense, I'm a little worried about our depth at edge. And I do wonder, what are we going to do to replace Nwosu? Because he's a bit not replaceable with the current roster.
Who are you, Bizarro Pete Carroll? No, just because the guy is having season-ending surgery, you don't say that he's going to be out for the year. You say, there's a chance that he could be back because he's freaking Nwosu, and you don't want to put that kind of limitation on him.
Okay, and at the same time, I hear that there, Dr. Quinn. At the same time, I really would love to figure out what are we going to do to replace Nwosu because again, we'll go through it on some of the ins, some of the outs. But Brandon, one last thing I want to address before we get into them all is I heard this narrative out there that this was an ugly win yesterday. This was an ugly win. That's all you heard. All the different, whether it was national media, whether it was local Seahawks podcasters, this is an ugly win. This is an ugly win. And I went back, I watched it live, I rewatched it. And if this is an ugly win, it's the most beautiful ugly win I've seen in quite a while, Brandon. I think people might forget what the story of the ugly duckling might be, or that girl in high school with maybe, or the boy in high school, depending on what you like there, who might have like a little bit of too big features for their face quite yet. And then you look back, you go to college, you come back from college, you go, holy smokes, Erica with the K got super hot, right? She grew into her features. So I think a little bit of what we're seeing here, Brandon, is that we're just starting to grow into our features. We are a beautiful, ugly duckling. I don't care how we win. That's a beautiful, ugly win in my book.
It is, and I think I agree with Carly in chat. I think the thing that makes the win ugly is that you had those 3 turnovers to mar the beauty of the win. If you take away those 3 turnovers, you probably add a lot more scoring, and then on top of the 10-point win, it's closer to a 20-point win, and that is a beautiful win because I think with the Cardinals, part of it too is, yeah, they won by 10, but I think fans wanted to see more against the stupid 1-5, now 1-6 Cardinals. And the turnovers are what inevitably made that a lot closer.
No doubt about it. It is the turnovers that were the demarcation there that turned it from just plain beautiful to beautiful ugly. However, another great win there. Brandon, I know there's something, there's a word buzzing here, the W word. I know we have a rule. I know it's one rule on 3 and 3 out. Yet I'm so excited that I can't place the one rule. Please help me out live so I don't embarrass myself further. What's our one rule on 3 and 3 out?
Clinton, when the Seahawks win, we start with an N.
I was right there. I was saying the words. When the Seahawks win, we start with the in, hit the whammy, the gong, do the whole thing. Let's get to this first in. Let's go. Very nice. I see you move the whammy gong.
We moved it closer. I don't have to reach for it. I prepared this time.
Makes a little more sense. I'm not as far away as last time. Okay. We're going to get right into this, Brandon. We got lots to cover. Plus, we got From the Flock. Plus, we got the NBC. And then we get the BrandIN. We got lots to get through. So we're going to dive right in. Plus, I got visuals to pull up on screen sitting here as well. And they're better than last time. Look at us.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I got bright shots this time.
The new and improved 3 in, 3 out.
Look at us.
3 more ins and 0 outs.
Look at us doing our thing. Q1, 5:30 to go. 0-0 game. Seahawks are on our own 47-yard line. It's 2nd and 2. And I will pull this up because we got Geno in shotgun. We got Walker set deep, 2 tight ends right, Locke and Bobo flank left, basically. And let's see. This is, yes, there you go. This play right here, Brandon, right? So 2nd and 2. It's a little handoff to Walker on the side. First thing I want to point out is this is why you got to just kind of live with Ken Walker and live and love with the way he runs the football.
Yeah.
Because most dudes, they're going to hit that hole that's starting to be filled. And that is DB Starling Thomas, the 5th, number 24 for the Cardinals, filling that hole right there. And Walker is just about to bounce this thing outside. And what I wanted to recognize with that action green arrow is our boy, Noah Fant, doing the work here because he trusts his blocker, because he is K9. He bounces this thing outside for his longest run of the day, Brandon. It is set up by really good blocking, by really good, what are now becoming really good blocking tight ends. The other dude doing work here is Parkinson. He's got to get some love too. But let's embrace the way K9 runs the ball. And when we pair it with good blocking on the edge, we get these explosive plays. First in goes to Noah Fant. How you feeling about that?
The other part I love about this screenshot is that right above the Cardinal is Jake Bobo. Like the run is not going his direction, but Jake is delivering a block, and because he loves blocking. So
yes,
nice to see that from Jake and Noah Fant. A good call out for him on this play. He really is what helps to spring it. And Noah Fant, the 3rd highest graded Seahawks player on offense, as per PFF, with a 71.6 grade. I think you may get one of the players in the top 3 above him, but I don't know if you'll get the other one.
Interesting. Okay, you want me to guess now, or just see? Do you want me to see if I actually got them in the 3 and 3 out? How do you want to play it?
Ooh, that's a good question. We'll see. Let's see going forward if you could find the top 3. Since you've got one of the 3, will Clinton go 3 for 3, giving ins to these 3 players? I don't think so because I'm just doubtful of him and pessimistic.
Yes, I don't think so either.
Stay tuned to find out.
Stay to the very end. Sunday. All right, hit that whammy gong. Let's get to this first out. We got a job to do. All right, it wasn't all roses. It wasn't all, there was no joy in Mudville here. So we're gonna go to Q2. I'll let you know. I can either flip it or let you know when to. Q2, 1350 here. It's 7-3 Seahawks. Seattle is at our own 48, and it's 3rd and 2. We were in these like 3rd and 2, 2 and 2, 3rd and 4. We did a very, very good job on the early downs, quite a bit. Here we got Geno in shotgun. Lockett's actually in the backfield. And we got Bobo. There we go. We got Bobo in isolation. And we got Fant, JSN, and K9's actually the one split wide there. And we can see it on the screen if you're watching it on YouTube. I harped on this last week because I was right. And I sometimes if I see a pattern, I'm going to call it out here. I love the way Geno played for the most of this game, and we're going to get into some of the ugly. I love the way he played most of this game. Here's another example. This is a 3rd and 2 play. You got Jackson Smith-Njigba doing a little hook right across the Seahawks emblem there. This is the play where Geno tries to drill that ball into JSN, and it's almost picked off.
Right.
This could have been very easily picked off, and if it's picked, it very likely is a pick 6. It is a very bad decision, and the reason it's such a bad decision is because you got the arrow pointed on Noah Fant. Maybe you're catching a theme.
That arrow's got to be there for some reason, and I feel like it's pointing to the guy that you think Geno should throw to.
Well, there's a beautiful pocket this time, and let's give some love to the offensive line. They played. Forsyth comes in. He played good, pass blocking. He did a nice job. Cross, second game back. Look, that's a nice looking pocket right there. And if you're like, well, how open is he really? Well, the dude who's supposed to be covering him is flat-footed. The DB who's closer to us down screen. Go to the next slide, Brandon. I want to show you this. So boy. So just that's now the ball almost getting intercepted. The dude who's supposed to be covering him is still just as flat-footed. He's now turned to look at Noah Fant, but that's how open Fant was again. Fant gets ignored in the passing game unless there's 4 dudes on him. And then Geno decides to throw the ball to him. So I guess, Noah, what we're trying to say to you is don't be so open and you'll get more balls thrown your way. But this was a scratcher, man. Geno, throw the ball to Noah Fant. He's open, dude. He's got to get it out.
He should have known that Noah Fant got the in on the first in of the day, and therefore he deserved to get the ball on this play. How does Geno not know that?
I just exactly right. Geno, he probably watches. I'm sure he watches. And by the way, I got to break in real quick because we are live. That is an Addison touchdown, 60-yard touchdown. The Vikings are about to go up 17-7 on the Niners, pending the extra PAT. Let's put that through. Go Purple People Eaters. But yes, I'm with you, Brandon. It's just we embrace 12 and 13 personnel, but we got to hear and we got to feel 12 and 13 personnel. We got to get the ball. It's number 87. The dude's dynamic. So that's our first out. We got plenty more.
Is this 12 and 13? I couldn't tell when it's blurry. I see this actually looks like 11 personnel to me.
In this play, it's okay. 11 personnel. He's the only. In fact, he's the only.
Is that Tyler? That's the open out in the flat here.
Yep, Tyler's got the little outlet because they put K9 far right. This is they motion K9 out, and Tyler was sitting or whatever, just lined him up outside right.
Yeah, Tyler would have been an okay option here too.
Tyler would be great, and K9 could hopefully not block a guy in the back if the ball was going to Tyler.
He's got his back to the guy, so of course he's not going to block that guy in the back. He knows. He learned.
Well, we shall see. All right, hit that gong, whammy. We got some more ins. I hope everybody's having fun with this live one. I know I am. We're back to the fun side of the ledger. I'd call it the raging yang. Maybe it's the sober yin. I don't know. Whatever your jam is, the good side of the ledger.
The raging yang is the good side. How do you forget this?
I don't. Sometimes. Okay, great. We're back on the raging yang side of the ledger. Here we go. Thank you, Brandon, for putting me in my place. I love it. Q1, 7-3, 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. Seattle is on Seattle's 30. It's 3rd and 6. Geno, shotgun. We got DJ Dallas on his hips. Trips right this time with JSN the slot. All right, bring up the slide, please. Oh, man. We are back, Brandon. We are back to back We're talking Bobo. We're talking Fant. Adam talked about this last night in the live reaction show and said maybe he could just, die and go to the pearly gates now that he saw a successful 2-for-2 Pete challenge and a successful wide receiver screen. So on the snap, beautiful little out right to JSN. It's on time. And who is out there doing the work? Who's got the biggest arrow burying his dude on screen? You mentioned him earlier, Brandon.
I can tell by that backside that is Jake Bobo.
Oh, it's somewhere in the Discord. I touch my Bobo is just having, he's just loving that. I can tell by that backside that I touch my Bobo is liking that one in the Discord. That is Bobo doing the work. You called it out earlier. Love that you've nailed that one. Jake Bobo is a joy to watch playing football. This dude takes every element very, very seriously, and he's a tactician. I love this dude. JSN goes up for about 10 more yards. It's an easy first down. These are the kinds of first downs on third down where we're like, why can't we do things that other teams make look easy? Why can't we do the Dolphins type things? Why can't we do the Chiefs type things? Brandon, we did those things in this game, and JSN with great blocking in this play is the reason why. So giving some shine and love to Bobo. By the way, the smaller arrow, do you know who that is?
Noah Fant.
That's Noah Fant. He's coming up.
I just want to point out that in 3 of the first 3 in 3 in 3 out, you have nailed the top 3 PFF graded players.
That is something. Wow. Holy shnikes.
Yeah, you didn't even know. You didn't even know.
Wow. They're going 3 for 3. Loving
Jake
that.
Bobo, number 1. Geno Smith, ranked by PFF, number 2. Noah Fant, number 3.
Look at this, 3 for 3, and we still got 3 more to go. So we're going to keep on keeping on celebrating. I don't talk about the Bobo touchdown, the Jake Tobo, as Dan, right hand Dan coined it in the Discord. But anything you want to add about his play, man? How he's exciting the PNW with what is becoming like legendary status of that dude. He's something, man.
It's only continued to grow from the preseason, and it's becoming fun. It was fun before, and I can't wait for the Tobo show to continue on throughout the season.
Yeah, the Tobo show. All right, let us continue on throughout this episode. We'll get to another outs. That's okay. They're fun to talk about too. We'll make it fun. Let's do it. Q2 around the 9:30 mark. 7-3 Seahawks. Arizona's got the ball on the 25-yard line. Now, all I think I have to say about this setup, and we'll pull up the slide in a second, but all I got to say is this is right after the Witherspoon pick that should have stood, and a zillion flags that somehow makes this first and goal from the 25-yard line. So I think we all remember what play happens next, and there it is on screen on YouTube. This is Josh Dobbs pulling it down on the keeper on the option keep. Earlier in this drive, DeMarcado took one around the edge where Taylor bolted inside and tried to get inside on the tight end. I think it was McBride. It might have been Ertz. I think it was McBride.
Yeah.
He tried to get inside McBride and completely took the wrong route, and DeMarcado was able to get around for a large run in this same exact drive. Here, he bites the bullet. He goes right after the running back, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah,
again. And it's Dobbs 25 yards later. Not great tackling downfield by a couple of Seahawks. And all of a sudden, the Cardinals take a 10-7 lead. Thankfully, it's the last points they put on the board besides the PAT. With that, with Nwosu out for the year, Darrell Taylor is really good when it's second down and long and third down and long, and it's a passing situation.
So what you're describing is when Darrell Taylor knows that it's a pass, he can be on the field.
When yes, or even when Clint Hurt really suspects pass, I would even go for that. I'm okay with that. With a really suspecting pass, the thing that will get you is a draw play, which usually goes up the middle. It's actually not around the edge. So I could live with, because I could just go trust that Reed and Draymond and others will do their job up the middle on those unsuspecting draw plays on like 3rd and 8 where they try to get you with a gotcha. I could live with that. I can't live with Darrell Taylor playing the run. He's not good at this, Brandon, and that's a challenge.
No, he hasn't been good at it. I think it was one of the reasons why the Seahawks were bad in run defense last year, because he did tend to play more on rundowns last year before they figured out that they probably shouldn't. And yeah, Darrell Taylor on the day in terms of his run defense, not good.
I can only imagine what PFF had to say about the day. And he had a 2nd down passing situation. I think it was in the either early the game.
Yeah,
beautiful batted ball down, right? Stopped him, breaks the momentum, makes it 3rd and long. He had a sack and a half. He had a great sack late in the game when it was time to go eat. That's a nice sack, and he had got a half somewhere along the line. He can get to the passer. He just can't stop the run. So again, with Nwosu out,
here's where I disagree with PFF based on their grading scale, because
let's hear it.
You have Tariq Woolen, who had 2 missed tackles. You have Jamal Adams, who had 2 missed tackles, and they were severely downgraded on their PFF scores. Whereas you have Darrell Taylor, who was nowhere near, he was outside of his responsibility, breaking in on this rather than holding the edge on this play with the quarterback keeping the ball. And as you described the earlier play where he also did not hold the edge, he doesn't get downgraded. And to me, those are as bad, if not worse, than missed tackles, maybe worse. Part of the reason why we got on Cody Barton so much is because he was just not even near the play to be able to miss a tackle. Like, at least if you're missing tackles, you're in position and in the right position. And that's a flaw by PFF.
I think they need to do better, is what that said. It sounds a bit like a do better segment coming up on the flagship there. But I agree. Like, yeah, Woolen gets a missed tackle on this play. Yes, he does miss the tackle, but let's look at the source. Like, why is Dobbs 20 yards downfield to begin with? Because what's on screen. So he needs to do better. PFF's got to do better. We're going to do better because we got more ins. Let's get to the last in. The only not cool part about starting with an in is ending with an out, but that's why we added more stuff, so we could talk more good ins and more good Seahawks football. Again,
it's like you forget the format every single week.
It's a beautifully ugly game. I actually really liked this game. All right, it was turnovers. I get it. We had turnovers. They'll go away. We'll clean it up. We're cool. All right. So this last in, this is the one we're probably going to talk about maybe the most, and love to hear if there are live comments. Welcome them. Like to see what people think about this. So this is Q3, 2:40 to go, 17-10 Seahawks. We are at Arizona's 16-yard line. It's 3rd and 4. Geno's in shotgun. We got DJ once again off his hip. You got Bobo, JSN, and Fant to the left. Now this is the play right here where Geno throws an INT, right? On this very, very play. So you're probably saying, well, we're on an in. What's going on? Is there a tackle I don't know about? Is there something that's off screen? Why is the arrow on Geno Smith? The arrow, Brandon, is on Geno Smith because here's my deal. Here's my take on this. If you're going to cheer Geno throwing into triple coverage and nailing Fant for a 25-yarder, if you're going to cheer that, and if you're going to cheer Geno flowing up to Bobo for the toe tap touchdown with really good coverage, if you're going to cheer Geno and applaud Geno when he barely gets one by a defensive back on a great 15-yard out to Tyler Lockett, well, guess what? Then you got to get on board with Geno when maybe he makes a mistake or two, because on this play, yeah, I think it's Gardick. He gets a hand on Geno. He actually causes the ball, to wobble a bit and go short. Yes, it's a high risk play. It's a very high risk play. If Geno has a 1/4 of one more second, I think Geno puts the ball where it's got to go to a 6'4" receiver. And this is a second touchdown for Bobo. It's not an in for the execution. Of course, he threw an interception.
Right.
It's an in to say we either ride with Geno or we do not ride with Geno. And if you're going to cheer the tight stuff when it works, then you got to take this when it's not that, when it doesn't work, and say, that's my quarterback, man. Geno will throw the tough stuff, and we got to be cool with that. And he's my guy.
I feel bad, Clinton. I feel bad because I jumped the gun earlier when I congratulated you on picking the top 3 PFF guys when you had given Geno the out. I should have waited for the final in, and you would have gone 3 for 3 on the inside. It's unbelievable.
I appreciate that. And what do you think, though, man? I mean, there's this on the heels of last week of we've got to cut Geno, and then he has an amazing first half, and a not so great second half. Just it is what it is.
Yeah.
But what are your feelings about? What do you think about the idea that, dude, like, we got to ride or die with our guy? This is our quarterback, and he takes shots.
It wasn't actually, going back and watching the throws, it was not a bad Geno game.
Oh, no, not at all. No,
it was, well, you covered the one near pick earlier, and you've covered the actual pick here. 2 bad decisions on the day, really. And again, when you factor in the offensive line issues, you look at some of the great throws, we can't expect 100% perfection from our quarterback every week. And on top of it, you had him running toward the goal line, going airborne, putting his body on the line and really trying to stretch. He got the first down. He nearly got the touchdown. And that play, shoot, if Geno gets into the end zone there, then we're not talking about red zone issues, because he does have 2 touchdowns within the red zone, which would be a favorable day for him, plus the 1 touchdown outside the red zone to JSN. So it kind of hinged on that play. Another thing that kind of hinged on that play is the way Geno went down after going airborne. Mm-hmm. He didn't look as sharp for the rest of the game after that, I think. And that's when this play came along, I believe. And I think that had something to do with it. But again, the point I wanted to make is that it was a fine Geno game.
I think it was a very much a B+ Geno game. Like, it was a very good Geno game, enough to win by a lot. And that first half was beautiful. It was, again, it was beautifully, if this is an ugly win, it's a beautiful, ugly win. The floater, the 32 yards to Bobo to kind of get things going, several outs, JSN over the middle. That was one more slide up there. This is when he gets hit, and the ball gets deflected here, as we're seeing on screen. So give some love to our quarterback, because he will try some of these shots that other quarterbacks, they get nervous, they get pensive, they check it down. Geno is still trying stuff in a year where points are down, explosive plays are down. We still got a dude who will try those shots. Let's live with him. Let's ride with him, because we're winning ball games with that guy, and he's a darn good quarterback. So, all right, that was the last in. We got one more out. Let's wham Gongi, wham it, please.
Love the one you're with, Clinton.
Love the one you're with. Do. All right, Q4. 2:30 to go. 17-10 Seahawks. We're about to ice this game. We're on Arizona's 30-yard line. It's 3rd and 7. We talked about Geno having a couple of, the second half not so hot. Well, you know what? JSN had a very good game, right? The very good JSN game. I'm waiting for the JSN great game, and I'm going to be nitpicky. This 3rd and 7 with a big arrow hovering over him, this is the opportunity to convert this thing and then bring back Marquise Goodwin, get him back from the Browns, just fly him in on the Concorde, bring him down to the field in a crane, and have him do the victory formation backflip. We lose the opportunity to kneel down right after this bad boy right here. We got to punt it back and then play some more defense. That's fun too. This ball is in JSN's hands. He had a good game, 2 weeks in a row. Good, solid game. First touchdown. Good job, dude. Very, very pumped about you. We're going to need the JSN great game versus the Browns. And I hope he sees this, because I want him to understand that we want even that much better. You can't drop this 3rd down pass. Got to wear the out.
You see this, Jackson? The final out of week 7 goes to you, and you need to take that in and harness it and come back and then you got to shove it right in Clinton's face next week after you have a real breakout game.
That I want. Yeah, two touchdown, 110-yard, one of those. By the way, nice job by you to say you took the outward and you said shove it in. You did a nice job there, flipping a little the
way to spike the football.
Yeah,
I'm sure it would have just gone completely untalked about, but here we go.
Yes, had to get it out there. So those are the ins and outs, Brandon. That's what we got teed up for my ins and outs. Now, the one thing I always remember is that, yes, when we win, we start with an in. I never remember that, but I always remember that when we do that thing, that we also get the BrandIN. This is your in. You get to talk about it. I even queued up a couple of slides for you because you hinted at what they may be. So I put 2 slides back to back to I think talk about what you said you wanted to talk about. So I'll sit back. It's your ball. You're serving it. What's the BrandIN for this week? Because I'm excited to hear what you like the very most.
Yes, the BrandIN for this week. There was a big turning point or potential turning point in this game against the Cardinals because you talked about the Geno Smith interception that went to, or that nearly went to Bobo. It got picked, goes down at the 1-yard line. And it was disappointing because, one, you get him down at the 1 and you're thinking, okay, if the defense can make a play here, maybe Witherspoon comes screaming off the edge, maybe a guy breaks through up the middle, and
Safety,
you got
pick
whether
six, something,
Draymond
right.
or Jaron Reed, they get the 2-point safety, and you want this big play to come because they're right down inside their own end zone, and then you have Draymond Jones jumping offside, and
Bad.
And then that gives them more room. And you're thinking, oh man, this could be the moment where it swings 10 points for the Cardinals, because you should have had a touchdown and they're able, you could have gone up by 10 points. Instead, you're only up by 3. And then, you're waiting for the worst thing to happen because you've let the team hang in there.
Absolutely.
But we've got a Devin Witherspoon, number 5 overall pick. And he does not buy into our biggest fears as Seahawks fans. And in fact, on what was it? Third.
That was second down.
It was a second down. They get the first down. He's right at the sticks. But what does he do? You see Rondale Moore. And I don't know if you see any kind of soul drifting up out of his body as this hit is being delivered, but an incredible hit by Devin Witherspoon. You even got the beautiful form of the tackle. No helmet in the play. It's all his shoulder. He hits Rondale Moore and delivers him into oblivion. Yes, it's a first down, but you got to figure Rondale Moore not doing that again.
No,
and in fact, yeah. And then on the very next play, we've got, it ties it all in because, okay, yeah, they give up the first down. You're still thinking, okay, well, here we go, a new set of downs. But
before you do that, so yes, you gave it the first down, but all the energy is like back in Lumen. Like, it's just like, holy crap, we just saw the hardest hit we've seen since Cam Chancellor.
Exactly.
Like, we just witnessed the hardest hit we've seen live since like the Vernon Davis hit, right? So everybody's fired back up, and people, momentum's not a real thing. Yeah, okay, it's contagious, especially at home, and then we get this.
Yeah, and then you get a new set of downs, 1st and 10. They're on their 14, and I also wanted to call out Jordan Brooks on this play because, again, he has a great game, and you can kind of see, right before the snap, I think you see Draymond, the 55 there, and then to his left is Jordan Brooks, who he made, he was even a little bit slow to recognize Moore getting the ball out of the backfield here. But once he recognizes it, he is so quick through this hole. He just takes this narrow lane and assails Rondale Moore again, who is probably still feeling that hit from the last play. The other cool thing about this is you see where Devin Witherspoon is in the very top left corner. He is able to get around his blocker. And as Jordan Brooks is making the tackle, because that's a really difficult tackle for Brooks to make out in space, and Moore is putting on the brakes essentially
Yes,
to see if Brooks
100%.
is going to run by him out of bounds. If he does that, Witherspoon is right there to make the tackle because he came off his block and was there to blow it up once again. So back-to-back great plays with a nice assist by Jordan Brooks. So
Love it.
BrandIN, got to go to Devin Witherspoon.
Love it. Yeah. So like a double BrandIN, why not? And our speed to the flats it's unlike, it hasn't been this way in a while. And this is one example of it. There's little hitches, little things that go out there, and it's either Witherspoon or it's Brooks flying out there or it's Jamal coming up and laying the wood. Our speed to the flats to then tackle soundly changes our entire defense, because that was the leaky stuff. 3rd and 7, little thing to the flat. Oh, here's 12 yards. Like, what's going on? Could never stop it. And, Pete kind of just says it as simply as like, yeah, we got better players, right? So I get that and I respect that. It's a different game. So again, if this is an ugly win, it's a damn beautiful win. And that's the thing. This ugly duckling is just blossoming before our eyes. And it's happening really quickly. Did you happen to see Jamal Adams talk about, they asked him about Witherspoon's rookie season and, comparing it to his rookie season. Did you see what Jamal said?
I did not.
Yeah, Jamal was basically like, yeah, he's light years ahead of where I was. And Jamal goes on to say, yeah, I was ass. This is what he says. Like, I was ass my rookie year.
Yeah.
He's like,
this guy's actually good his rookie year. Imagine what he's going to be like.
Leagues ahead. Game changer. And I saw car. So you put that on Carly Perkins, car in the Discord, of course. I saw you put that up on screen that she's saying, like Jalen, who there it is, saying it again. Spoon is going to be the defensive rookie of the year. Jalen Carter, who I'm sure Vegas has Spoon at this point. And by the way, thanks refs for taking away what would be a sack and an interception to go into this, D-Roy campaign, because I mean, both of them, I understand you can't hit a quarterback in the head. You can't glance him on the helmet. Even when you're trying to block the ball, it's so stupid.
Can we put the BrandIN on the stat sheet? What does that count for a defensive rookie of the year voting? It has to count for something.
It's like automatic. He wins.
He wins. Congratulations.
He wins. He wins it all. All right. So perfect. We got one more. Don't bring it up just yet. We got one more. We did the ins. We did the outs. We did the BrandIN. Of course, we have the MVC before we get to from the flock. The MVC is the most valuable cranny. So BrandIN, please bring that up on screen, because the MVC for this week goes to, congrats to Noah Fant, long title, for basically I spelled it wrong, breeing. He was breeing.
He was breeing ignored.
Yeah. For basically being ignored and less triple covered and still blocking awesome in spite of likely having hurt feelings. The MVC that we're going to print, the 3D printer is firing on all cylinders. We're going to get this to the VMAC. This is going to be a Noah Fant's locker. BrandIN, can you get it there by tomorrow? I feel like maybe you could.
Well, the thing is that the trophy is 3D printed already. But I sent this inscription to the engraver because we have the plaque engraved separately to go on the trophy. And I did not notice the typo until now. The engraver's probably already got the R in there. So I'm going to have to make a call, get them to either scratch out the R or engrave a new plaque to go on the trophy. It's going to be tough.
I said we keep it.
You just keep it?
It's like an
error
card.
We can get it there by tomorrow?
It's an error card, right? It's just it's gonna be more valuable. He'll be the only Seahawk to have a misprint on his MVC. It ups the value. BrandIN.
Okay.
So we're going to get that to Noah Fant. Congrats to him for winning the MVC. Now we can get to our favorite section, from the flock, which of course we get the great ins and outs from you, the flockers, in the Discord. BrandIN, you got to remind people. I know Nightbot's doing the job. Remind people, if they want into the Discord, if they want into the Seahawks podcast Ring of Honor on Facebook, what do they got to do? How can they get involved? And how does it help raise the Hawker, of course?
You can go to getintheflock.com, or you can write on YouTube. If you click the join button, you want to join and become a member there. We do not disparage any way you want to support the show. Shoot, you can go to seahawkerspodcast.com/support. And one of my favorite things, we've had 2 people this week come up with their own donation amount of how they wanted to support the show. It's value for value, and it's fun when you can pick a number that's important to you. and then we read it on the show, and we can all be happy and talk about how much our Hawkra has been raised.
Wow. I mean, down to the, yeah, that is some, I love that. I love the individuality that they people are putting into it. And because they're 12s, because they're smart, because they're passionate, I guess I would expect nothing less from great people with really great sports taste, which is fantastic. All right, let's go to the Discord. BrandIN, you want to kick us off? Do you see one that you want to, lead
Yeah,
us
let's
out with?
start things off with Josh DeHuman with the in.
Gosh.
Olu getting his first start at center. And how about Oluwatimi getting the job done at center? If you look at PFF grades, where did he come out at? He was on the lower end, right around the middle, 57.3. A 60 grade is about average for PFF. They downgraded him a little bit for some reason that I can't tell based on the stat sheet, but he had a pass blocking grade of 76.6, which was the
Mm.
highest for the starting offensive line.
And like, PFF, you got to take that and put it all in a blender and say a rookie coming into what he's got to go do with Evan Brown hurt, with makeshift stuff happening on, Forsyth going to the right side. And still we got to hear Olu because he was so close to the mic, like it wasn't mic'd up, but you could hear him audibly
Yeah.
very, very loud. And that was super cool too. So love that by Josh. Great call out. All right, we got Jason Bonner. This was something really cool at the very, very beginning of the game, pre-game. He says, in Gus raising the flag. My volume was off. I was getting settled on the couch. Believe it was a cancer survivor is what I understand the story to be. And you know what? If you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. Gus went out there, got that flag up there, and then got the crowd fired up. That is a good job by Gus. So got to give the love.
I love the fact that the TV crew are actually carrying some of these moments. Like, we didn't get flag raisers generally in the past, and so the fact that they're carrying it, yeah, I feel like we didn't always get that. So thanks to them. We got a big thanks to the biggest little flocker giving it in to JSN and his first NFL touchdown.
Yes, love that very, very much. And we got Karkosh says, love Bobo coming in clutch. With a 3 and out to start would have made me. Oh, she's saying a 3 and out to start would have made her sick to her stomach. That was a beautiful floater down the left-hand side for 32 yards. Bobo gets separation, people. He just gets separation. It's a lovely thing.
Got right hand Dan saying, in, look how hyped Witherspoon is for JSN's first TD. We even had Pete Carroll on his coach's show calling out Witherspoon for his excitement for JSN on that touchdown and just talking about how genuine it is. And well, the fact that those guys, he was excited for him when he got drafted, right? Go back to draft day, and those guys were excited to be teammates. And so it's cool to see that carry over in the celebration as well.
Loved it. One of my favorite parts of the celebrations were this. We had a lot of dirty dancing, a lot of Titanic / dirty dancing moments going on where there was the you lift me ups, so you had Bobo getting lifted up. You had what was the one you just mentioned? JSN getting lifted up by Spoon. It was awesome. You could see that this team loves each other. They love each other, and that comes through. That matters. I love it. All right. So Design Pete's Beach House. Of course, this is Amy. She's hanging out live right now. So what's up, Amy? She goes, in Bobby flipping Dobbs like a rag doll. Bobby 9 solo tackles. Bobby just doing Bobby things again. Bobby being sent on, hey, just go get the quarterback and go be disruptive. Just go do things. Bobby was once again really, really good.
Pete Carroll also good in this game, winning challenges. Jay in Alaska giving him the in for winning the challenge. Car coming in with the in for Pete winning 2 challenges. And Jay in Alaska tripled down saying, I want the trifecta. We never got the opportunity, but the opportunity was there.
He could have done it one more time, but he didn't. But great job by Pete. I was all in. I was like, these are right away. I'm like, I think he's winning both of these, and I was super happy to see that he was right. Okay, the sober yin, the biggest little flocker. It can't all be pearls, right? Out. Reek Willen for whatever that was. This is the Josh Dobbs touchdown, being like, dude, what are we doing? Why are we not rapping? Like, hey, you're around dudes who are smacking and rapping. Diggs and Witherspoon and Jamal and Reek just kind of pinballing off of a quarterback. Not the best look, and the biggest little flocker calling it out, I think deservedly so.
Yeah, staying on the sober yin side, Frost with the out. Poor decision for DJ on the punt return fumble play.
Mm.
He catches the ball and he has a little bit of a window to try and run it through, but he does not cover up the football. He's just got one hand on the ball, and somebody, one of the, well, it was, yeah, former Seahawk, able to swipe it out and cause the fumble and put the Cardinals into scoring position.
Yeah, agree. Full agree on that. We got Jean Bo. She's always in the Discord and does a great job. She goes in spoon, dishing up the whoop ass on more. Sorry for the bad pun. Pun. She says we covered it. It's when you take a soul, you're gonna get highlighted on the show. He took a soul, but Jean Bo, when you mention someone taking souls, we're gonna mention you on the show because that's the way it goes.
Jason Bonner, the out for the entire second half, and then recognizing, okay, maybe I was a bit hyperbolic with that
one. You love it. Casey Hawk with the in. Rookie receivers racking them up. Yeah, Bobo and JSN, just like we all thought, 4 or 5 months ago, for sure. Absolutely.
JSN, Jiggy with it. In for defense being good, out for stupid officials taking away Spoon's stats.
Yeah, exactly. Dumb officials. Jane Alaska with a good out here says Walker running out of bounds with a little over 2 minutes to go in the game. It's just these. I mean, I love K9. I love the way he runs.
Oh, yeah.
I love this dude. I think he is a sensational running back, and he's so darn shifty. A tiny little bit of more game sense, not blocking to the back.
He tried. I saw his trying to get his knee down.
He kind of slipped on that one, right? Like the field was a little slick too, it felt like. So good. He tried. That's a good enough one. He'll learn. Jeremy Evergreen saying, Bobo, all the guy does is make plays, huge blocks, big third down catches, and touchdown of the year. I mean, at this point, Brandon, I mean, more Bobo was like this kind of joke, but now it's just like, no, we want more Bobo, like at all times. I think
it was coming from inside the team, and they were sincere, and now we're just recognizing how their sincerity was why it was there.
Yeah, I agree. He's clearly loved. Did you see the 40-second video out there of Carroll when he challenges the Bobo touchdown and then all the way through?
No, I have not.
It's great. We have it on the Discord. Go check it out. It's there. It's just wonderful because it's just quick little hits just in that little couple of minutes. And it's just and it's Carroll talking to the refs, and it's Bobo like, do you think I got in? It's really, really cool. And then when he does get in, it's a great celebration, and Bobo's right there with Pete. So it's something special. All right.
The good part about that play too is that we got some of those high res photos of the photographers right there in the end zone that got the moment just as his toe is inbounds and with possession of the ball. So they had the best view, and we don't get to see obviously the photographer's pictures until after the game, and glad that got captured.
Yeah, it was absolutely. I mean, it was just it might be the catch of the year. Let's just quickly think about best catches we've seen with the modern Seahawks, right? I'm always going to put that Tyler Lockett, a levitation catch that he did against the Rams wearing the action greens. That throw from Wilson is ridiculous and an amazing catch. The Bobo catch with that toe tap, it's probably right there. Especially it's a one-handed catch over a contested dude. It's probably right there with Lockett's levitation catch. I think it has to be.
It's really good. Rising Hawker giving the in to Mafe, Spoon, Bobo, and Myers. How about Jason Myers in this game with another big-time field goal? And ultimately, it didn't matter. But at the time, you're thinking, okay, this is a long one. This is a clutch one. And Jason Myers putting it through the uprights.
Yeah, he did his job. Thank you, Jason Myers. Hawk Van Dyke doing his job in the Discord. Of course, this is Bloomy. He goes Jackson Smith in Jigba. Quite good. He got for the record, he got 7, like laugh out loud comments, and that's in real time there. So that's pretty darn good. So good job there, Dave. Nicely done.
Frost with the in total defensive domination, and they hold the Cardinals to 10 points. And really, it probably should have been 3. If you take that, make him go the whole field, and Dobbs isn't able to get that rushing touchdown.
Yeah, that's precise right there. And a very quick live update: Vikings just extended the lead to 19-7. They got stuffed right at the goal line, couldn't quite punch it in the red zone, but they kick it through 2 for 3 more, and they take a 12-point lead on those Niners. So let's keep on going, purple people eaters, and we'll keep on going. B-Wags biceps coming in with the out, needing the defense to keep us in the game in the second half against a crappy team. I hear you. And it's just turnovers, right? I mean, that's it. It's just, and I realize that's a big thing, but you said it earlier, Brandon, if we play a clean game, even if it's 1 turnover and not, 2 or 3, we win this game by 17 or by 20. And we almost won the game by 17 anyway. So here you be wags. It's about the thing is, if you're letting crappy teams hang around, what happens if you do that to a good team? That's the line that I'm sure B-Wags is like drawing to, because that's when it will come back to bite you, and he ain't wrong.
Benny the Giraffe is right on top of that too, with the out for the red zone offense. Again, we currently have a worse red zone offense than the Chicago Bears, the Indianapolis Colts, the Denver Broncos, the Cardinals, the most sacked Commanders, the garbage Patriots, who beat the Buffalo Bills, and the winless Carolina Panthers. Red zone offense, not good. And that goes to the score again. Like you were saying, it should have been 17 points. But if the red zone offense is functioning in how we want it to be, they win by 24 points, even more likely. So, red zone offense got to wear an out.
I got to give Benny some credit here for doing the research of bringing all those teams forward. It's not exactly the 1927 Yankees, right? It's dude. I mean, it's the lowest of the low in terms of what we're seeing this year. So, and yet we're 4-2, which is again cool because we can improve that. I do think we will improve that. And this defense, Brandon, it is good. All right, we've got Scott Campbell, 33. He's got a couple here. He says, Jamal Adams staying healthy and looking great. He also gives an in to Olu at center for doing his thing all game long. And he's got a couple of outs. He goes out, having to wait a week until the next game to get the throwbacks. He wants it tomorrow, Brandon, which is today. He wants it now. He wants it now.
Well, even if it being today, we still don't have the throwback uniforms, but it is throwback week. We can start the celebration early. I want the throwback uniforms. I can't wait to Sunday just to see those throwbacks. It's going to be glorious.
Are you getting a throwback jersey or any throwback gear for Christmas coming up? Is that going to be in the BrandIN in the Schultz
household? I might
household?
ask for it on my Christmas list. I might want a K9 Walker throwback jersey. I'll have to think about it.
I love it. All right. We got beautiful. We got Dane X Martin in Spoon for his amazing hard-hitting game. He also gives an out. He goes for Dara Taylor for not understanding what fake handoffs are. and again, he ain't wrong. We covered it and it's correct.
Dr. G, recognize him in the Discord. Out, lack of usage of the tight ends in the red zone, including Bobo, who is a wide receiver / tight end / fullback hybrid, which takes me to more Bobo.
Always more Bobo, always more Lloydzilla. Hugh over in the UK. He has a couple in there, but he gives it some love. He gives in to Dallas going north on a punt return and making yards. There was a stat out there. I know Dallas had the fumble, and we kind of get nervous with some of DJ Dallas's, say, decision making on some of the punts when he fair catches or doesn't fair catch. But I think somebody said the other day that he's 3rd in the league in punt return yards, which that's not nothing. That's pretty darn. There's 32 teams, so there's at least 32 punt returners that have racked up stats so far. That's pretty good.
I got a nice one in this past game, and
yes, we did.
Carly Perkins going to be wearing a nice jersey to the game. I'm going to say it right now. Carly Perkins, our official representative of the flock, going to the game this coming Sunday against the Cleveland Browns.
Very, very great. It was super fun to do this live, Brandon. Thank you for accommodating, because now I can get on my plane tomorrow. I don't got to edit it because it's already out there. So typos and all, people, they're out there. We did the ins, we did the outs, we did the branding, we did the NBCs, we did the from the flock. I feel the hawk were rising. I know we're 4-2, and I know we are going to be battling what is a good Browns defense. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about what we're bringing to the table, especially in those royal blues. And Lumen is going to be rocking and rolling. And I'm fired up for it, Brandon.
And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.